They say good things come to those who wait. Guess I'm gonna be at least an hour late. You've been so good to me, allow me to demonstrate. Hey, real loving, you don't have to wait.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Doek Tie, and happy Sunday to you and yours. You know, I've always wondered if people watch this before they go to church or after they come back from church. That's if you go to church on Sundays. Mm-hmm. But either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Remember the most important thing, most important is to like the page on Facebook. It is called Doek Tie. And on YouTube, it's still Doek Tie. Also on Instagram, if you want to interact with us, not only on Sundays, but throughout the week, right, babe? My name is Ty, by the way. This is my beautiful wife, Kene Bonang, aka the Duke of the show, the Duke of the household. And welcome to the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my.
So we've been gone for quite some time, and we're getting into the swing of things.
Yeah.
So last week Sunday, we sort of threw it to everyone, asked if you guys would be interested in learning about our, what should I call it, a sabbatical? Like what happened during the time we were gone?
No, that was actually, we were more specific than that.
Yeah.
The question was, right? Not to cut you off, babe. The question was, does the tribe want to know about our experience with getting pregnant, having a baby, being new parents,
yes,
or should we just continue with like our regular,
yes,
conversations, real conversations? And an overwhelming number of you said, no, we want to know about the baby. We want to know how you got pregnant, how the pregnancy was,
yes,
and just how the whole experience was, being newborn parents.
Yes.
I was actually not hoping, but a part of me was thinking, like, people won't really be interested in that. People have babies every day. That babies running around out there.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but. Yeah, babe, so, yeah.
So, now the issue is, where do we start? Let's see. I think we had always mentioned that we wanted to we were waiting to have kids. We didn't want to rush into having kids. We didn't want to have kids and then sort of not be able to afford it. And the most important thing was how did we decide we were ready to have kids?
Oh, yes. Should I answer that?
Yeah, how did we decide we were ready?
So for us, we've been married for how long now? I always say going on 5 years.
Yeah, we're going on 5 years next year.
Next year, right?
Yes.
So the very first time we sort of were family planning, we agreed, okay, get married, spend maybe 5 years without kids. So that was always like the baseline to say we'll have kids after 5 years of being married.
Yeah.
So when the 5th year was approaching,
if you can pretend for 5 years.
Pretend? Are you pretending?
No, I feel like people pretend sometimes when you find that you didn't know a person.
Nah, man, I think we're way over the.
We gave each other 5 years to really get to know each other.
Hey, Jola, which was quite important for us because we were married very young. So we went at that 5 year gap just to continue being ourselves, continue being young, Joel, travel. I'm not saying with a baby all this is not possible, but there are certain limitations and there's certain responsibility that comes with having a child, Yeah, Kamala, we couldn't go to the black coffee thing.
Gosh.
Yeah, because, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, like I was saying, not to get derailed, the main thing for us was always give each other, a 5 year buffer, just to be married, Joel, have fun, travel, be spontaneous as much as we possibly could, and
take whatever risks you want to take.
Right, within those 5 years.
Yeah.
And then also she mentioned financially to sort of be ready, but I'll talk about that later. I feel like you are never really financially ready to have a child. That's like another discussion altogether. So I think for me, those were the two most important things, but the main one really wasn't around money. It was around the 5 years. Okay, after 5 years, we could try start a family, try have kids, right? Yeah, so that's how we knew we're ready. Our 5 years was elapsing. Very soon, so like, hey, my friend, we're almost there. Like, okay, maybe let's try have a baby. Yeah.
So, weirdly enough, you'd think, okay, we're ready to have a baby. I'm sure. This is weird. People are probably gonna think, the trying part must be the fun part.
Yeah.
As it turns out, when you're actually trying to have a baby, it's not fun. Not at all. Because it's constantly on your mind. You're like, okay, we're trying to have a baby. So you start nitpicking, you start looking at all the details, you start looking at, for females, I have an app that tracks my period. So because it tracks my period, then it also tracks things like my cycle and ovulation and everything. So it trying became sort of like a chore. Like it wasn't as easy, I think, as some other people. But there are people who have a kid just like that.
Just wake up in the morning, you're pregnant.
Yes, and then there are people by Longore, it takes them a while. For us, it took a while. So, yes.
I feel like you have more to say, babe. I feel like you have more to say.
So yes, with that, you have a day when you're ovulating. You're like, yes, today I'm ovulating, and then on the day you're ovulating, you're like, hi, how are you? And
then, Jesus, take the wheel. What does this mean?
And then you have
pressure.
You have so much pressure, and the pressure got to us so much that even he would know I was ovulating when I didn't know I was ovulating.
Yeah, I'll be checking the apps.
He'd be like, baby, you're ovulating. Like, how do you know? And I think it was somewhat, it was a long process, long journey.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, when you're actively trying to have a baby,
baby won't come.
Baby doesn't come.
Well, at least for us. That's what happened.
Baby didn't come.
Yeah.
So at some point we decided, you know what? If it happens, it happens. When it happens. Because you keep trying, and then at the end of the month period, whenever, why get it at the end of the month? Like,
yeah, well, it is end of your month.
End of cycle, whatever. So then, yes, you get your period, and then disappointment, and you're like, what if?
Yeah.
So you start asking yourself all sorts of questions. Am I logging my period correctly? Is the cycle thing correct? Can we even have kids?
I gotta get real. Friend, we started looking at each other. When the pressure was really getting there, I was like, babe, are you
sure? Are you sure?
And then I would also look at myself like, hey, bruh, like, you don't have a baby. What makes you think you can have a baby? Like, certain questions just start popping in your head.
Yes.
Also, are my swimmers okay? Are your eggs okay? Like, do you need to get checked out? I remember at one point we actually made an appointment to get checked out. Remember? But we never went. We went, and then there was like a line. Even though there was a queue. Even though we made an appointment, what's the point of setting an appointment if when first come first serve?
We got there, and then the doctor wasn't there. We had to queue still. We were like,
yeah. So we never came back. We never went back to that doctor.
Yes, true.
So fast forward, right? Like what Bonham was saying, at some point we just let go of the whole notion of having a baby. We're like, you know what? We're still within the 5-year period, so it's fine. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, I think Neri it's like a period also. Okay, if it doesn't happen over this long, we are still gonna have to go back to the doctor, check if the swimmers are fine, check if you're okay as well, right? If you can actually have a baby. And then fast forward, I think it finally happened. When did we get to know, Howard?
When did we get to know?
Yeah.
We got to know this beginning of the year.
Yeah.
When period didn't come.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I remember.
We suspected, but we weren't sure.
So we waited.
We waited.
Yeah, waited for how long did we wait for? Was that a month?
Waited for
2 months?
We waited, and the next period didn't come either.
Oh yeah, that's when we went to the doctor.
And still it was we went to the doctor in like 3 months.
So that's dead brain.
Yeah, because there's we're not really superstitious per se, but Kasetswana, you sort of, I don't know why, but it's taboo to speak about
the pregnancy at
an early stage. So at like 3 months, that's when it's sort of like,
you're sure.
I don't want to say you are in the clear, but you've sort of passed a mini hurdle.
It's a milestone.
Yes, so that's when sort of now you can start, oh, we're pregnant.
Oh yeah.
But before then,
just hush hush.
it's a very delicate time. Yes.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way. At a month, I was like, okay, go to medical aid, go register the baby. So a lady there, go medical aid, just calm down.
A lady at the medical aid was like, yay.
I think at that time, she called me
like,
to she's like, hey man, you might want to take it easy here. She's not even 3 months. Just like go home.
She was like,
and be with your partner.
Just like you don't even want to be telling anybody. Just shh.
Yeah, so we finally got to the doctor. It was confirmed.
Yes.
We were very happy. Mixed emotions. I think what there were more thing, there were some tears that were shared. But the doctor telling us after it was just the scan, right?
Yeah.
So
we told the doctor, and then the
Mm-hmm.
doctor was like, oh, potangaf.
Yeah, already.
We're like, already, that's simple. He's like, this side.
Yeah.
So we go to this side and he does the scan. And while he's doing the scan, we don't know what we're looking for because...
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, there.
Yeah.
Correct.
There was a heartbeat, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, there was really a
overwhelmed. Yo.
With the tears.
I couldn't believe it. And
Yeah.
I think what made this even more sweeter was that the doctor who confirmed we were pregnant is the doctor who delivered me.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Bana ba ga borone na ke motho la Francis Town, so ne ke la khakalanyana ditamelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Nyanga Hospital. Just gonna throw that in
Wow. So what are we shouting out doctors now?
there. No, just me.
Yeah. So
Just
yes.
me.
So the doctor who confirmed we were pregnant is the doctor who delivered for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how that went. Very even now I'm still unsure of how I feel about, having been pregnant and having a baby. For me it's like I'm having an out of body experience. I think maybe at some point I'll just look back and say, hey, that was a crazy period in my life. But it's like joy, it's scary, it's just all emotions all at once and sometimes overwhelming, it's joyful, brings you together. I mean, it definitely brought us closer as partners.
Yes.
So it's just like a rush of emotions.
But I'm just glad that through all of this, although we had our doubts, we didn't blame each other. It wasn't a situation where, if Bogamso swimmers are not okay, then I'm gonna find someone else. Or if Bonang's eggs are, well, I'm gonna find someone else.
We should also contemplate.
Finding someone else?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I saw you and I knew you. I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's that about that. And on the second episode
of Baby Talk,
we'll carry on from here and let you guys know about the pregnancy. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you haven't already liked the page on Facebook, please do like the page. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you here. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Doek Tie.
Don't try have babies. Babies don't come when you're trying.
They say good things come to